Saw a trade idea I had to speak on, man, and it's concerning a wide receiver at the wide receiver position. And it's a trade that any other normal circumstance I would agree with. But since we not in that same space we were 2 years ago or even last year, as Falcons fans, as the Falcons front office, so I would have to give my quick thought on this trade, man. But before I do, man, y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that notification bell, hit that like button, man, and help me get my views up, help me get my likes up, man, and get my video through the YouTube universe. But that trade I'm talking about, man, is George Pickens. I was reading on the sporting news that they think George Pickens will be a good pick for the Atlanta Falcons in a trade scenario for a second round pick. Now, mind y'all, the Falcons only have 5 total picks in this draft, could be 6, depending on if they get a compensatory pick. But George Pickens with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who they would love to see a trade with the Atlanta Falcons. And honestly, if we were talking this time last year, I would definitely say yes. But now, as I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at his numbers as well, um, he's he has 2,800 yards, 174 catches, 12 touchdown average, 16.3 yards a catch. And if you look at peak George Pickens 2 years ago, in 2023, he had 1,140 yards on only 63 catches. That's 18 yards a catch. So you look at what he brings: speed, vertical threat, aggressiveness, toughness, something that you need on your team. But something that you also don't need is the problem that he has going upstairs. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying he just a diva at times. And coming to a team like the Atlanta Falcons, um, with what they already have, we know London Mooney, Bijan, Ray McLeod, and you see how tough it was to spread the ball out among those players. And you add Kyle Pitts into the mix. Um, that make it a little bit tougher for George Pickens to get catches, and he's on the last year of his deal. 3.3 million is what he's making in 2025. If they were to cut him right now, they will only have to pay 522,000, which is a McDonald's bill. Um, but Pittsburgh is likely going to try to get something for him if they decide to move on from him. And this is a draft where wide receivers are decent, and you have options in this draft, but not a George Pickens type option. Because I think Teteroy McMillan will be gone. Matthew Golden is another one. I can go on and on, but this mainly does not make sense for the Atlanta Falcons, mainly because as I'm looking at what his market value will be in 2025 as a free agent, 23.6 million, that's a no-go. So if you trade for him right now for a second round pick, you will have to be looking at a long-term deal, or he's the missing piece to a championship run. And with what we saw last year with an 8-9 Atlanta Falcons team, we just are still a little bit farther away from that. So, skill wise, makes sense. Talent wise, makes sense. Contract wise, that's a no go. Because look at what we already have on the books and the players that we already have to pay. And you got to add Drake London and Kyle Pitts to that list. Players that are almost due for an extension. Tyler Algier. I can go on and on. So the more I think about it, and you look at Jesse Bates as well, I got to throw him in there. But you look at it, man. Honestly, I would just have to say no. Point blank. Period. George Pickens trade sounds good on paper and on Madden, but in real life, because of what comes along with it, just gotta say no, man. But y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Would y'all make a deal for a George Pickens for a second round pick? Woo. Drop those comments, man. Let me know. It's your boy Antoine Smith, Sports Machine. Y'all know how I do it, man. I will holler at y'all soon. Peace.